What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the TYSK Report. Let's dive into some tech news you've missed. First up, we have AI Granny. AI Granny is happy to talk with phone scammers all day. The UK's largest mobile network operator, O2, introduced a chatbot designed to frustrate phone scammers called Daisy. It mimics an older woman with all kinds of time to chat about knitting her cat Fluffy, with the aim of keeping fraudsters endlessly engaged as they try obtaining her fake bank details. O2's AI Granny combines various AI models that transcribe the caller's voice into text before generating a response through a custom large language model, then feeding it through a text-to-speech model to produce a voice answer. The AI was trained in part by Jim Browning, a scam bait expert with a huge YouTube following. And then here is a video of the AI Granny live in action, so let's check her out.
If you want to know you have savings are gone, but I can help you. All your money, and if you want to resolve the matter.
7 in 10 Brits have been targeted by scammers. And it's not just our grandparents. I was one of them. But this film isn't about getting scammed. This is about getting even. Meet my friend, Daisy.
Hello, scammers. I'm your worst nightmare. I'm an AI created by O2 to waste phone scammers' time. So, W's then a dot.
3 times W and then dot.
I think your profession is bothering people, right?
I'm just trying to have a little chat.
It's nearly been an hour! For the love of
Gosh, how time flies. It's showing me a picture of my cat, Fluffy.
It's showing you the picture of your cat, Fluffy.
Stop calling me dear, you stupid.
Got it, dear. Because while they're busy talking to me, they can't be scamming you. And let's face it, dear, I've got all the time in the world.
So whilst you're out enjoying life, Daisy and O2 are here fighting scammers, taking calls and wasting hundreds and hundreds of hours of scammers' time. If you want to help Daisy and O2 ruin a scammer's day, you can report scam numbers to 7726. Because you can't do it all on your own, can you, Daisy?
Who says I am, love? Speak soon, scammers.
So that is a great use of technology right there. And for some reason, AI Granny sounds nice. So you could definitely find yourself getting into a long conversation with this AI model. So with this type of technology, I could definitely see it growing into something more. We could one day see this technology being used for people who want to talk to someone on the phone for a long period of time. And in the world of texting, where there aren't a lot of phone calls, even for the people who do talk on the phone, they aren't spending hours and hours on the phone. But with this type of technology, it could definitely be used for that. But from another perspective, this type of AI could be used to give out lectures or give out webinars and those things like that. So maybe people want to go see a webinar from a granny who's talking about her life stories, and then the AI just somehow makes up the life stories of this granny persona in which people would be dialed into. So this is just interesting to see this at work, but I could definitely see it expanding to something more, and I'll make sure to be here to see if that happens. Let's move on to the next article. Hoag Medical Center completes 30,000th robotic assisted surgery. Hoag Memorial Hospital Presbyterian recently completed its 30,000th robotic assisted surgery. This is a significant milestone for the Newport Beach, California-based health system, which claimed to be the first in Orange County to adopt the technology 20 years ago. As one of the largest surgical robot programs in the U.S., Hoag is using 10 Da Vinci surgical systems from Intuitive Surgical Incorporated. They are operating throughout specialties such as gynecology, urology, bariatrics, general surgery, colorectal surgery, and cardiothoracic surgery. Hoag has been designed as a center of excellence in robotic surgery, coerced by the Surgical Review Corp for 8 years. It said the designation is reserved for healthcare institutions that consistently deliver the safest, highest quality care in robotics. Also, more than a dozen Hoag surgeons carry the distinction as robotic surgeons of excellence. The medical organization's 8 Da Vinci Z robots and 2 Da Vinci HESP robots allow physicians to provide options to people whose conditions, overall health, or age make standard open surgery less ideal. HOAX said that Da Vinci robots have significantly evolved since it began its robotics program, with each iteration providing more precision and ease of use, resulting in improved patient care and outcomes. So this is another week of me talking about how robotics are being implemented more into the healthcare space, and it looks like when it comes to surgery, this has been happening for a very long time. So again, my theory for that robotic hospital could be coming to fruition a lot sooner. But when it comes to these robotic surgeries, I do wonder if it's going to become the standard where the physicians are using this type of technology because it provides so much efficiency and accuracy and precision for them to get the job done. So this is interesting to see what's going to happen as this continues to grow, and I wonder what's going to be the next type of surgery that's going to happen when it comes to the healthcare space and robotics. Let's move on to the next article. Bot in Kit's robot wants to cook for you. Bot in Kit's, short for Robot in Kitchen, Omni is a robot that's a self-service kiosk down to the inclusion of a touchscreen. The system is kitchen safe, of course, and designed to be operated by a small staff of humans. The Omni system can cook, stir fry, and stew. Essentially anything you can cook in a wok, the robot should be able to handle with minimum human intervention. The Shenzhen-based startup says use of an Omni system can effectively have the human labor requirements in the kitchen. When I'm thinking about what the kitchen will look like in 10 years, I'm thinking it should not be the traditional way we see it today, CEO Shirley Chin told TechCrunch. So we decided to start from the hardest parts, the chef's parts. When you use chefs, it's very difficult to control the consistency because everything is based on human feeling. Asia continues to be Bot in Kit's largest market, but the startup has since expanded into Europe and the US. This new funding will go towards expanding the company's international reach. So when it comes to robots being in the kitchen, this is nothing new. They have been helping out when it comes to cooking food in different parts of the world. So with this one, this is new to me, this company, but I like that it provides the opportunity for businesses to utilize this robotic system where they're short of labor. Sometimes some companies cannot find the cooks or people that they need to create the food that they need for the demand that they have. So this robot definitely comes in handy for those companies. So that way they're not struggling to stay afloat and having to face the challenges of having to close down their business. So nice work from the company Bot in Kit and their Omni robot. If any other information arises with this company, I'll make sure to keep you updated. Amazon's telehealth platform adds low-cost plans for hair loss, skincare, and more. Amazon One Medical is expanding its telehealth services with the launch of upfront and low-cost treatment plans and medication delivery for several beauty and lifestyle concerns. Customers can get treatment plans and medication for men's hair loss as low as $16 per month, anti-aging skincare for $10 per month, and erectile dysfunction care for $19 per month. Other treatment plans include medication for motion sickness and eyelash growth. The move puts Amazon in direct competition with Him and Hers, which is a direct-to-consumer telehealth company that offers treatment plans as well. Amazon says customers only pay for the consultation and the medication, and that there aren't any additional fees, expenses, or subscriptions needed other than Amazon Prime. So that is just some of the latest news when it comes to Amazon, and it does come off of some of the news that they had with their Echo frames trying to help delivery drivers, and them also rivaling Timo. So they got their hands in a lot of different things, as I said before. So it's going to be interesting to see what Amazon becomes because they are already a big company, but they're definitely finding their way to implement themselves into different parts of different industries. As always, if any other information arises, I'll make sure to keep you updated. Let's move on to the next article. The $7,500 EV tax credit is on Trump's chopping block. Republicans have long opposed the $7,500 federal tax credit for electric vehicles contained in the Inflation Reduction Act. Now it seems President-elect Donald Trump's transition team has made that a priority, with plans to end the tax credit as part of a broader tax reform legislation, Reuters reported. Despite the seeming risk for Tesla, the company's CEO Elon Musk has previously supported removing the subsidy. Take away the subsidies, it will only help Tesla, Musk wrote in a July 2024 post on X, the social platform he owns. It's worth noting that killing the tax credit cannot be done with the wave of an executive order once Trump is in office. The so-called 30D Clean Vehicle Credit, which gives consumers a $7,500 tax credit for certain qualifying EVs, is part of the tax code. This means it must be approved by Congress. Republicans will have to evaluate some of the provisions established in the EV tax credit, which are designed to incentivize domestic manufacturing and to make the U.S. less reliant on exports from China. So for all you individuals out there who wanted to get an electric vehicle and utilize this tax credit, it's looking like it's not going to go away, but on the Republican side, they may have changes that they want to implement to it. But again, again, it will have to pass Congress. So for now, that credit is there for you to still utilize if you want to explore an electric vehicle purchase. Also, when it comes to this tax credit, I do wonder how many people actually used it to purchase their electric vehicle. So if you are one of those people, comment down below and let me know what your experience was when it came to utilizing the EV tax credit. Let's move on to the next article. Facebook is changing its primary metric to views. Facebook is making views its primary metric to measure the performance of content, bringing it in line with Instagram metrics. Views will be measured not just on video content, but also on photos, text posts, and more. When Instagram head Adam Mosseri announced the switch to views this summer, he said that having one consistent metric across the platform will make it easier for creators to understand how their content was performing. For Reels, a view is how many times the video was played. For everything else, a view is how many times a piece of content shows up on a user's screen, and if the same user looks at it multiple times, each instance counts as a view. Interesting. Views have been one of Elon Musk's pet projects since he took over Twitter, now called X. Like other methods of measurement created by tech companies, views, impressions, and other metrics are arbitrary, and as any influencer knows, they can change at the drop of a hat. Platforms update encourage users to prioritize different metrics based on what's good for the business, and right now, Meta just wants you to keep scrolling. So that's just some of the latest news when it comes to Facebook. Let's move on to the next article. Cruise is back in the news. Cruise fined $500K for submitting a false report after last year's pedestrian crash. GM's Cruise will pay a criminal fine of $500,000 to resolve a federal investigation and accept a deferred prosecution agreement after the company admitted to falsifying a report to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration with the intent to impede, obstruct, or influence the investigation of a crash that happened in 2023. The NHTSA had already fined Cruise $1.5 million in September for submitting incomplete reports that failed to disclose that the robotaxi dragged the pedestrian 20 feet after they were hit by another vehicle and knocked into its path. The dragging wasn't in a verbal summary Cruise employees gave to NHTSA the next day. Video of the accident shown to investigators failed to include that specific segment, and a one-day written report submitted by Cruise left the dragging out too, which rendered the report inaccurate and incomplete in light of NHTSA's requirements. So it looks like Cruise is going through some more challenges, and these are because of their own doing. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this company and their robotaxis because they do have to compete with the likes of Waymo, and then Tesla is also working on having their robotaxi, and then Pony AI is set to IPO here in the US pretty soon, and then you got some other companies working on robotaxis. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens with Cruise. Hopefully they will be able to get things together and have their vehicles back out on the road, but with all these different fines and things happening to them, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And then up next we have Audi's digital keys will soon work with Samsung Wallet. Audi's A6 e-tron series, Q6 e-tron series, and A5 series vehicles in Europe will get the feature this month before it rolls out globally based on the launch timeline of Audi's vehicles. Samsung Wallet already supports various Genesis, Kia, Hyundai, and BMW vehicles. So as much as I like technology, digital keys is not something that I would want for myself. I definitely want the physical thing in my hand, but because we are moving so fast into a technological future, this could be the future for all cars where now you're able to have your key on your phone. So if you are a person who utilizes digital keys on a day-to-day basis, I would love to get your opinion on your experience and how it has been for you to utilize a digital key for your vehicle. So comment down below if you have one of those digital keys and share with the community your day-to-day experiences. So that is some of the tech news that you missed that happened in the world of technology. And as we continue to move forward in this rapidly evolving world of innovation, you should like the video, subscribe, and then check out these two videos right here so you can continue to stay informed about the things you should know happening in the world of technology.